Imagine carrying a bag so heavy that it crushes your spirit, slows your pace, and clouds your vision. Now, imagine setting it down, leaving it behind, and walking forward lighter, freer, and stronger. Life is that journey, and the baggage, that's the unnecessary weight we cling to, habits, thoughts, and distractions that drain our energy and rob us of our peace. If we truly desire transformation, we must learn the art of silent elimination, ridding ourselves of what no longer serves us. Today, we embark on a Stoic path, a journey inspired by the timeless wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus. Together, we'll uncover the 10 things you must quietly eliminate from your life to reclaim your inner peace and grow into your strongest self. Pay attention, because the weight you shed today could be the key to unlocking the life you've always yearned for. Number 1. Eliminate the fear of judgment. The fear of judgment is a silent tyrant that dictates our actions, stifles our potential, and keeps us enslaved to the opinions of others. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own." This paradox traps us in a web of self-doubt, forcing us to conform to expectations that do not align with our true nature. Imagine how much of your life is spent worrying about what others think. Every decision, your career, relationships, appearance, is clouded by the fear of being judged. But here's the truth. Most people are too consumed with their own lives to scrutinize yours. Even if they do, their judgments are fleeting, as fragile as dust in the wind. A true Stoic recognizes that external validation is a hollow pursuit. Instead, focus on aligning your actions with your values. Ask yourself, am I living authentically? Does this decision serve my highest self? By eliminating the fear of judgment, you reclaim your freedom, allowing your actions to flow from a place of conviction rather than compliance. The path to inner peace begins with this bold step, releasing the fear of judgment and stepping into the light of your own truth. Number 2. Eliminate the need for constant approval. The need for constant approval is like a bottomless pit. It can never be filled, no matter how much validation you pour into it. Seneca wisely observed, "You will never be happy if you continue to search for what happiness consists of. You will never live if you are looking for the meaning of life in the eyes of others." Seeking approval from others is a betrayal of your own authenticity. Picture this. You shape your life to please those around you, friends, family, coworkers, only to realize that their approval is fleeting, often contingent on circumstances beyond your control. The moment their attention shifts or their opinions change, you are left stranded, questioning your worth. A Stoic understands that true contentment arises not from external applause, but from internal harmony. Epictetus taught us to focus on what we can control: our thoughts, actions, and principles. If you live in alignment with virtue and integrity, you do not need anyone's approval to validate your existence. Liberate yourself from this trap by shifting your focus inward. Replace the desire for approval with the quiet confidence of self-mastery. When you seek to impress no one, you unlock the freedom to live authentically, unburdened by the fickle opinions of others. Remember, approval is temporary, but inner peace is eternal. Number 3. Eliminate toxic relationships. Not all relationships nourish the soul. Some drain your energy, sow doubt, and stifle your growth. Seneca aptly stated, "Associate with people who are likely to improve you." A Stoic values meaningful connections, but is unafraid to distance themselves from those who disrupt their peace and progress. Think about the people in your life. Do they inspire you to become better, or do they pull you into a vortex of negativity? Toxic relationships come in many forms: the manipulative friend, the overly critical family member, or the partner who thrives on drama. These connections act as chains, binding you to cycles of emotional turmoil and keeping you from advancing on your path to self-mastery. The act of quietly eliminating toxic relationships is not selfish, it is an act of self-preservation. By choosing to surround yourself with individuals who share your values and uplift your spirit, you create a space for growth and serenity. The key is to do this with grace and without malice. As Epictetus taught, do not explain your philosophy, embody it. Simply step away, let your actions speak, and focus on building meaningful connections that resonate with your purpose. True strength lies in the ability to walk away from what no longer serves you. Choose relationships that encourage fortitude, not chaos. In doing so, you honor the principles of Stoicism and take a decisive step toward inner peace. Number 4. Eliminate the pursuit of perfection. Perfection is a mirage, a shimmering illusion that keeps us endlessly chasing and perpetually dissatisfied. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one. The Stoic path is not about flawless execution, but about consistent effort, guided by virtue and reason. In our pursuit of perfection, we set unattainable standards for ourselves. We agonize over mistakes, fear failure, and delay progress, all in the name of achieving something that doesn't truly exist. This obsession with perfection paralyzes us, keeping us trapped in cycles of procrastination and self-criticism. A Stoic accepts that imperfection is a fundamental part of the human condition. Growth comes not from being flawless, but from learning through action. Epictetus advised, "Don't demand that things happen as you wish, but wish that they happen as they do, and you will go on well." In other words, embrace the imperfections of life as opportunities for learning and adaptation. Quietly eliminate this unattainable pursuit by shifting your focus to progress over perfection. Celebrate your small victories and learn from your failures. Remember, the oak tree does not grow strong by seeking perfection. It grows strong by weathering storms. Let go of the need to perfect every moment and instead strive to live each moment well. In this acceptance, you'll find a profound sense of peace and a renewed freedom to grow. Number 5. Eliminate envy and comparison. Envy is a poison that corrodes the soul. It convinces us that someone else's success diminishes our own and blinds us to the abundance in our lives. Marcus Aurelius warned, "Don't set your heart on things that are not your own." Comparison, too, is a thief of joy, pulling us into an endless race to measure up to others, rather than focusing on our unique path. We live in an age of constant comparison, where social media magnifies the illusion of perfection. We see curated highlights of others' lives and feel inadequate in comparison. But what we fail to recognize is that comparison distracts us from our true purpose. As Epictetus taught, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. A Stoic understands that envy stems from misplaced desires. Instead of coveting what others have, we must focus on mastering our own will, living with gratitude, and cultivating inner wealth. Quietly eliminate the habit of comparing yourself to others by redirecting your energy inward. Ask yourself, am I growing compared to the person I was yesterday? When you eliminate envy, you reclaim your focus and free yourself from unnecessary suffering. You come to realize that true contentment comes not from surpassing others, but from aligning your actions with your own principles and virtues. The only person worth competing with is the one you were yesterday. Number 6. Eliminate complaining and victim mentality. Complaining is an admission of defeat, a declaration that the external world holds more power over you than your inner strength. Epictetus reminded us, it is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. To dwell on grievances or to frame yourself as a victim is to forfeit control over your own life. When we complain, we give life to our dissatisfaction, amplifying it instead of resolving it. Worse, a victim mentality convinces us that we are powerless, that life happens to us rather than for us. This mindset is a barrier to growth and peace because it keeps us fixated on problems rather than solutions. A Stoic rejects the habit of complaining and embraces the responsibility of action. Seneca stated, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." Challenges are not curses, they are opportunities to cultivate resilience, fortitude, and wisdom. Complaining about them only magnifies their weight, whereas acceptance lightens the burden. To eliminate this destructive habit, practice gratitude and take ownership of your reactions. When adversity strikes, pause and ask, what can I learn from this? How can I respond with virtue? This shift from blame to responsibility not only empowers you, but also reinforces your inner strength. Quietly let go of complaints and victimhood. In their absence, you'll find the seeds of resilience and the foundation of a more peaceful and fulfilling existence. Number 7. Eliminate excessive attachments. Attachments, whether to material possessions, fleeting pleasures, or even people, bind us to suffering. As Marcus Aurelius observed, receive without pride, let go without attachment. The more we cling, the more we are at the mercy of forces beyond our control. True freedom lies in cultivating a sense of detachment, allowing us to navigate life with grace and resilience. Imagine how much energy is spent protecting what we own, fearing its loss, or yearning for more. Whether it's a prized possession, a relationship, or an ideal future, excessive attachment creates anxiety and dissatisfaction. Seneca cautioned against this, saying, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, who is poor." A Stoic does not reject the joys of life, but approaches them with balance. The key is to enjoy without dependency. When we remind ourselves that everything in life is temporary, we learn to appreciate the present without fearing its end. As Epictetus taught, when giving your child or your wife a kiss, repeat to yourself, "I am kissing a mortal." This practice doesn't diminish love but deepens it by fostering gratitude for the fleeting moments we share. Quietly eliminate excessive attachments by focusing on what truly matters: your principles, your character, and your ability to act virtuously. By doing so, you free yourself from the chains of dependency and step into the unshakable strength of self-possession. Number 8. Eliminate procrastination. Procrastination is a thief of time and a subtle form of self-sabotage. Marcus Aurelius implored, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." Every moment we delay action is a moment stolen from our finite existence, a chance to live fully, wasted. Procrastination often stems from fear of failure, fear of discomfort, or even fear of success. We convince ourselves there will always be time, that tomorrow will be more suitable for action. But tomorrow is uncertain, and waiting for the perfect moment only ensures that we achieve less with the time we are given. A Stoic counters this tendency by cultivating urgency tempered with clarity. Epictetus taught, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." The path to inner peace and growth requires decisive action. Begin now, even if imperfectly. Progress comes not from waiting, but from engaging with the tasks at hand, one step at a time. Eliminate procrastination by breaking free from the paralysis of overthinking. Focus on what you can do in this moment, no matter how small. Each action taken now propels you forward, while each delay entrenches you further in stagnation. Remember, the present is the only time we truly possess. Act with purpose, and you will transform your life. Number 9. Eliminate the desire to control others. The desire to control others is born from arrogance and insecurity. It is the futile attempt to impose our will on things outside our sphere of influence. Epictetus taught, "Some things are up to us, and some things are not." Trying to control others is not only fruitless, but also a direct violation of the Stoic principle of focusing solely on what lies within our power. When we attempt to control others, whether through manipulation, coercion, or excessive influence, we create resistance and tension. People, like the winds, are beyond our command. The more we try to force their behavior, the more we entangle ourselves in frustration and conflict. This obsession with control often stems from fear of uncertainty, rejection, or losing what we hold dear. A Stoic liberates themselves by accepting the autonomy of others. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Let each thing you would do, say, or intend be like that of a dying person." This means we focus on perfecting our own character and actions, leaving others to theirs. Influence, when necessary, should arise not from force, but from example. Embody virtue and others may follow, not because you compel them, but because they are inspired by your way of being. Eliminate the need to control others by cultivating trust in the natural flow of life. Focus instead on mastering yourself, for in doing so you achieve true freedom and lead with integrity. Number 10. Eliminate the need for immediate gratification. In a world driven by instant rewards and fleeting pleasures, the need for immediate gratification is a powerful force that can lead us astray. Seneca wisely observed, "No man is free who is not master of himself." The constant chase for quick satisfaction shackles us to fleeting desires, preventing us from embracing the deeper, more meaningful rewards that come with patience, perseverance, and self-control. Consider how often we surrender to impulses, reaching for distractions, indulging in excess, or seeking external validation to feel good in the moment. These habits, though seemingly harmless, weaken our resolve and diminish our capacity for true happiness. The Stoic, however, values discipline over indulgence. By practicing delayed gratification, we cultivate resilience and inner strength. Epictetus taught, the greater the difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it. Skillful pilots gain their reputation from storms and tempests. The same applies to our inner life. By overcoming the pull of immediate gratification, we grow in wisdom and fortitude. We learn to find peace not in fleeting pleasures, but in the enduring satisfaction that comes from living in alignment with our values. Eliminate the need for instant rewards by training your mind to focus on long-term goals. By cultivating patience, you begin to live more fully in the present, rather than chasing after distractions that ultimately lead to emptiness. In this, you discover the power of self-control and the lasting joy of a life well lived. The path to inner peace and growth is not an external journey, but an internal transformation. By eliminating these 10 destructive forces, fear of judgment, the need for constant approval, toxic relationships, perfectionism, envy, complaining, excessive attachments, procrastination, the desire to control others, and the craving for immediate gratification, we create space for a life built on strength, self-control, and virtue. As Stoics, we understand that true peace does not come from external circumstances, but from within. Every step we take in shedding these burdens is a step toward our truest, most powerful selves. Remember, as Marcus Aurelius reminded us, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Choose thoughts of discipline, resilience, and gratitude, and you will craft a life of unshakable peace. What are your views on this? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I will personally read all of your comments. And if you seriously want to level up in life, don't forget to show some love by hitting the like and subscribe button. Stay strong. Until next time.